Hey guys, it's me, the Alpha Empath. So, if you know me, you know that I am a very spiritual woman. Not really religious at all. And the Spirit has put upon my heart to start teaching the Bible without all the religion, with none of it, because I need you guys to really understand what the divine masculine looks like and what the counterpart of the divine masculine, which is the divine feminine, what that looks like as well. And there are so many stories throughout the Bible that show the divine feminine. So I'm going to read from Judges, I think it's Judges 4 and 18, I believe, something like that. But it is the story of Yael and Sisera. So during this time, you have the children of Israel, right? And then you have the Canaanites. And the children of Israel they're at war with the Canaanites, okay? So they're at war, they're battling, they're fighting and stuff like that, okay? And the commander at that time of the children of Israel was actually a woman. Her name was Deborah. She was a woman representing the divine feminine, and she was leading an army of men. That's what she was doing. And just in case you didn't know, in the Bible, when it talks about a virtuous woman, that word is really a woman of valor. It means a woman that is able to have an army follow her. That is what the divine feminine represents. She is not a punk. She is a warrior queen. And I come against that spirit of damsel in distress. That ain't scriptural at all, and it does not represent the divine feminine. So here we have Deborah, a judge ruling Israel. She is representing the divine feminine, and she has an army of men following her. Now, her commander-in-chief was a guy named Barak. I think that was his name, okay? And then for the Canaanite king, his commander-in-chief was a guy named Sisera, okay? So you have Barak. He over here complaining to Deborah, talking about, listen, I'm scared of him. I'm scared of him. Now, because you are my muse, because you are my oracle, but because we understand that you are tapping into the spiritual realm and you have intuitive knowledge, I'm not going to go to war with him unless you come with me. Okay? That is what he said. And Deborah said, it don't even matter, because the war ain't going to be given to you anyway. It's going to be given and taken by the hands of another divine feminine woman. So you got Sisera and Barak. They going at it. And if you have read my comments about what the divine masculine represents, the divine masculine is always at war with the alpha male, because the alpha male is trying to keep up what he has built. And the divine masculine is saying, no, it is time for Rome to be torn down. It is time for a new kingdom to be built. So they're at war, okay? But you got to recognize the role that the divine feminine plays in this. Now remember, if you play chess, my daddy, he always taught me, he said, Tiffany, play chess, because chess is a game of kings. But what I recognize is that the queen was always the most powerful player on the board, not the king. But we ain't gonna say nothing about that. Okay, so anyway, in verse 18 of Judges 4, it talks about Sisera. Barak is whooping his ass, y'all. Whooping his motherfucking ass. And then Sisera is tired, so he takes off running. Him and his army, they take off running, and they go to a neutral territory. It was actually a Bedouin territory, and there was a man over there. His name was Eber, and he had a wife by the name of Yael. Now there was no J in the Bible, so it's gonna say JL, but her name is Yael, okay? And she sees him from afar off. Now, although her husband was an ally of the Canaanite king, although her husband was an ally of Sisera, Yael had her own mind. Let me say that again. Yael had her own mind, and she said, I sympathize with the Israelites, although my husband sympathizes with the Canaanite king. So when she saw Sisera coming from afar off, she opened her tent. That's what she did. She opened her tent, and she said, sir, come on in. Come on in. So she opens the tent doors, and he comes on in. That's what he does. Now I need y'all to get the religion out your goddamn head. Get the religion out your head. So here it is, a military commander that is in a war. Why the hell do you think he is going into a Bedouin woman's tent when he is at war? Why didn't he go to her husband? he went to her. And I'm telling you why he went to her. She probably had a fat ass. Ain't no telling what the hell she had. But men are not stupid. But when it comes to women, it is what it is. So he comes on in and he's tired. And she says, lie on my bed. And he says, I'm thirsty. Can you give me some water? And she says, I don't have water, but I got some milk and cookies. That's what she said. So she gave him milk and some cookies. And the scripture says that after he was spent and exhausted, he told her, go to the front of the tent and watch out. And if any soldiers come by and they ask you about me, tell them that I'm not here. Now, just think about this. Now, if you know anybody in the military, any military man, you know that they tend to be light sleepers. Now, if you are at war, a woman that you just motherfucking met, you finna have her sitting up here entrusting your whole life with her? Your whole life? You have been trained to have senses that are alert at the drop of a dime. But because you are spent and exhausted from the milk and cookies, you tell her to go to the door. And Yael is like, boo, don't worry about it. I got you. So there he is sleeping. And ladies, we know how men get when they have a little bit of our milk and cookies, how tired they get. That's a deep kind of sleep. That's like a peaceful and a relaxing sleep. That's what it is. And then the scripture says she took a tent peg. And she softly sashayed over to where Sisera is, and she took that tent peg and a hammer and rammed it through his motherfucking head. That's what it said. And then she went out. He up there laying all spent and exhausted and dead in her bed. That's where he is, okay? And then she sees Barak, which is the military leader of the Israelite army. And she says, hey, bro, that dude that you looking for, he over there in my bed. I killed him. They were like, what the fuck? How did you kill this mighty man of valor? And Yael's like, because I'm a mighty woman of valor. And I go and I do what I want to do. Now, here's what I want you girls to consider, or you men, whoever is watching this taping or this podcast, whatever the fuck it is, okay? I need you to get the religion out of your mind. Women are women and men are men, and they have been like that since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time. And the divine feminine is not concerned with image either, just like the divine masculine is not. And when she sees an injustice, she's going to do what she got to do. Now, I know a lot of religious people, because I said I'm going to be talking about the Bible, they're going to be on here. Listen, I am a woman. And I was in a situation where a man was, he was being violent towards me. And he would not let me leave the house. So I did the same thing Yael did. I gave him some milk and cookies. That's what I did. And when I had exhausted his motherfucking ass, I did what I had to do to get out. And I feel no qualms about it at all. I feel no judgment about it, because the divine feminine is a warrior, and she is always going, she's out to win. That's what she's going to do. And she's out to secure the things that she is passionate about. Now, Yael was passionate for the children of Israel. And there are many women like her in the Bible. Let's take what's her name? Rahab, who is in the lineage of Yahshua the Messiah. In fact, there were a lot of divinely feminine women in the lineage of Yahshua the Messiah. Now, as I said, these are warrior women, and warrior women are not conservative, neither are they damsels in distress, and most times they are really independent. I know y'all don't want to hear that, because women are supposed to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. But the women that Yahshua rode with were not those kind of women. When you look at Mary and Martha had their own house. That's what the scripture says. And it says that Yahshua went over there and spent the night. That's what it says. You better look at Lydia. You better look at Dorcas. These were independent, loving, compassionate, warrior, valiant women. And that's what I'm trying to be. And men, the divine masculine man is never intimidated by that kind of woman, because he knows as he is out there fighting the battle while she stays in the home front, he don't want to be concerned, because he's like, I know my boo, she gonna handle that motherfucking shit. And that is what he needs. I hope that this has learned you something. I hope that you were able to understand. And if you get out of your religious mindset, I hope that you're able to hear what the Spirit is trying to tell you. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.